Hi guys, this is Nishant Kotai and you are watching the NiKo show. Today we are going to be talking about Blood of the Dawnwalker. Now as you can see, this game is an amazing looking game for sure, and this first pan of the camera reminds me so much of Witcher 3 that I already think that this game is going to be amazing. Now again, as we all know, judging games before they come out is sort of counterproductive for us gamers because we have seen how Cyberpunk 2077 was a kind of a flop show in the beginning. Now the game is amazing, obviously, so we cannot be saying the same about Cyberpunk right now. But talking about Blood of the Dawnwalker, as you all know, and if you don't know, the Rebel Wolves team have recently revealed the gameplay, an in-depth gameplay demo of the game. Now again, this is pre-beta, so I don't know how much of it will be available in the final game when it eventually ships next year. I think it is 2026. So yeah, I personally loved the gameplay. Now I'm going to be sort of running through about the things that I loved about this gameplay and what makes me excited about this game in particular. So the very first thing is, as you would notice, is that the camera angle, if you look at it, it is a bit different and unique. It is similar to Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know, but it looks a bit on the left side, and there is some space on the right. As you can see, he's walking here and there is a lot of space on the right. So this camera angle is quite unique, certainly, and it will be interesting to see how it pans out when you actually play the game, right? So hopefully it will be amazing to control, because many times it happens that if you have sorry, if you have these kind of camera angles, it sort of harms the gameplay. Sometimes it also disorients you, and then there are some camera problems when you are in the heat of the combat. But moving ahead with this, as you can see on the right side, on the top right side, you have the quest named. There are two quests. I'm assuming that this is the side quest, the one which is a monk and the saint, and the Blood of the Dawnwalker is sort of the main quest. Now this already reminds you of Witcher, and again, there will be a lot of comparisons between this and Witcher 3, because again, this is a spiritual successor in a way to Witcher 3. And let's be honest, that is one of the amazing things about this game, because we know that Witcher 4 has a different team working on it. But again, that is a topic for a separate video. So yeah, going ahead with this, you can see that there are these quest titles which is similar to what we are accustomed to in Witcher. Now as you go ahead in this gameplay, you can see the whole gameplay video for yourself. It is on the Rebel Wolves official channel as well, so you can check it out there. For copyright purposes, I have to pause it and give you my thoughts on it, so please bear with me, and I hope you like this kind of video in the future. So as you can see, as you go ahead in the gameplay, there are some combat elements which I loved about this game. Now again, they did highlighted during this part of the gameplay that you will face random events like you did in Red Dead Redemption and also in Witcher sometimes. And so you can see in the combat, now the best thing about this combat is this camera angle, which feels much more tactical, so to speak. And then you had this functional wheel where you can throw dust on the enemy, and then there was another one where you can boil the enemy's blood. If you watch the gameplay ahead, the one who's playing the game does that. And then there is also a very sick finisher sort of a thing. Now this boils the blood, and the one thing I loved about this is the finisher. He will just do it right now. Boom, there you go. See, that is one of the amazing things about this gameplay, and it is certainly going to be much more tactical from the looks of it, at least. Now I don't know how it will translate to actual gameplay, but just from looking at it, it certainly does feel that Witcher, it is more tactical than Witcher. Witcher was also tactical, of course. If you played it on higher difficulties, you had to switch between potions and different kind of decoctions. But in this game, potions are replaced, I think, by vampiric abilities or vampiric abilities. So this is one of his abilities where he sort of cuts his arm and the enemy's blood boils. So amazing looking all around. Personally, I love it. And then as you can see, as you go ahead in the video, you have different kind of loot elements in it. You have different slots where you can slot in your armor. Then again, you have these skill points which you can assign to the protagonist and just accordingly make your character, right? And if you go ahead in the gameplay, you sort of explore this castle. Now look at the architecture of this game. It will remind you of Witcher 3 a lot, and even the sound design in the game. Now this is a muted audio, but if you yourself go through the gameplay video, you hear these NPCs interacting with each other, which is very very similar to Witcher 3. And it was sometimes very funny when you come across an NPC who is sort of joking around and having, or just having a drunken fit. So that kind of adds to the atmosphere a little bit, and that is what is amazing about this game as well. So again, we are in for a treat. If you are a lover of RPG, you are going to be amazed at what this game will be. Now again, this is a very early gameplay, so I'm hoping that most of these features are in the final product as well. Now, we can only hope it doesn't turn out like Cyberpunk 2077. So moving ahead, you will see that the architecture, the houses remind you of Novigrad a little bit. It reminds me a little bit, the houses, especially if you see on the top here. I hope you can see the mouse pointer. On the top, you can see these houses. They have pillars down here, and just remind you of houses you hear about in fables and short stories and whatnot. So yeah, it is a quite a good setting for me personally, already giving me that Witcher vibes. And if you go ahead in the trailer, especially there is a cutscene in the trailer. Uh, it also gives me a Diablo 4 vibe, if you will. So yeah, all in all, the vibe of the game is dark, gritty, something that I personally like in these kind of games. I don't like games like Dragon Age, Veilguard, where you're just joking around. Even in Avowed, I had this problem with the tonality of the game, and it's just that I don't prefer these light-hearted, jovial kind of fantasy elements. So these kind of tones really speak to me personally. So I love this gameplay and the tone of it personally. In the cutscene that you will see when you go ahead in the gameplay trailer, which is on their channel, this is sort of a little cutscene that you come across in a cathedral. So yeah, and there is this weird sort of ritual going on. The blood, what do you call blood? I was saying bloodbath. I don't know what they call this. There's a term for it. Baptizing, right? Baptizing is the term for it. So blood baptism, sort of a thing going on here. And as you go ahead, you will see these cutscene. Now there are some lip sync issues, so I think this will be sorted out by the end. So one interesting thing about this game is that you can approach this very same situation at night, right? So this gameplay was, the first half of the gameplay was during day, in the in-game day. So as you can see that the time of the day is displayed noon. So you can approach this at night time as well. Now one another mechanic that personally made me a bit skeptical about its effectiveness is this daytime. So as you can see here, that there's 22 days left to rescue your family. Now what this guy said in the gameplay is that this is sort of a countdown for you to complete the mission. Now one thing I don't like about games is that if games push you towards completing certain objective when you just want to enjoy the game at your own pace, but the game sort of forces this timer on you that you have only these many days to complete. Now I don't know how it will work out in this game, because generally in RPG, at least I personally prefer, now I don't know about you guys, do let me know in the comments, but I personally prefer that a game should not force me or add that urgency, because I want to explore at my own pace. Okay, let the cutscene or some kind of a story beat move you forward in urgency, but putting a timer on it, I don't know how it'll work out. But let's see, it's too early to say right now, but I personally don't like this thing here. But maybe this won't affect it much, but if this countdown goes down completely, I don't know what will happen in game. Will there be any cutscene where our family dies or something? I don't know. But this mechanic is sort of skeptical, makes me a bit skeptical about the game story. Like, I don't know, if some of the missions have this, I'm okay with it, but if all missions have this kind of urgency that you have certain days left. Now why there is this day mechanic is because you have a day and night dynamic going on, because, well, obviously we are playing as vampires, so there is this day and night mechanic which will help you use vampiric abilities at night time. Now the same gameplay, the second half of the gameplay is the same mission, and the protagonist sort of approaches the castle in a different way. You can see he goes from rooftop to rooftop, with by using a shadow ability. Now this reminds me so much of Vampire. Now I don't know if you played that game. It is from Focus Entertainment, I believe. It's a double A game, it's not a triple A game. So if you love these kind of vampiric games, do check out Vampire, guys. That is an amazing game. I have played it many times and I love that game from my heart. Okay, so please check that out. Now you will see he will jump from one roof to other using that same ability, which you can perform in Vampire or Vampire. I don't know how to pronounce it right, because the spelling was Vampyr for some reason. But yeah, so as you can see, he will have abilities. Now one more amazing ability that the protagonist has is that he can also climb walls. Okay. Yeah, before we go to abilities, you have to, there is a hunger meter on the left side, as you can see. Now this hunger meter, you have to make sure that you, this is also the health meter, right? So just like in the game Vampire from Don't Nod Entertainment or Focus Entertainment, you have to consume people, right? You have to eat them, you have to suck blood from them, right? So here you can see there are like many meters, right? Different gauges. Now what the gameplay demo told us that this there are these limits to which you can or not limits, there are options. How much blood do you want to consume from this particular NPC that he is sucking the blood from, right? So you can either suck a blood till this point, which makes the NPC unconscious, or you can entirely suck the blood and kill the NPC and so on. So that was an interesting addition. Now the best one is personally this. He can climb walls. Now I don't know if you remember, but I love the game Prototype. In Prototype also you could do this sort of thing where Alex Mercer runs on walls. It is a similar thing. It is not as dynamic as that, but it is serviceable, and I love this ability personally because it adds a verticality to this world, right? Wherein in Witcher you were only limited to your horse, and all you had was just entering from doors or just a very few platforming sections. But in this regard, when you see that these are the abilities, it sort of enhances the platforming options, traversing the world in a different way. So that is what I loved about this. Now this is the same mission. Now when you come at night, you enter through a different area. You can do that, and a different cutscene plays, and there is a boss battle here which you can check it out for yourself. I will not play the whole video, I'll play a little section of it. So there is a different cutscene that plays out in this area, and this is the boss that we saw in one of the trailer, right, in the very first trailer that came out in January. So this was an amazing dichotomy with between day and night. Now again, you have these dialogue options which are similar to Witcher. Now you have the time to decide. Now this meter will run out, and then it might select a random option, or I don't know what will happen, but you have these options, right? Similar to Witcher. Now, so there is this boss battle, and so again, now one more thing about I like about this game is the claws. Look at that. He looks like Wolverine, doesn't he? See, damn man, that this game. Look at him go. See, that is what I like about this game. So in the day you have your sword and different abilities, and then at night you have these claws that you can use. Amazing options there, amazing variety to just vary up the gameplay, and so that it doesn't feel same. You're doing the same thing again. So again, here it's a good sword fight, and again it's bloody, it's visceral, right? It is not a PG-13 sort of thing where there's no gore or there's no grittiness to it. This sort of tone is what I love, and also it is reflected in all these gothic architectures as well, and again the blood stains and everything. So yeah, it looks very organic to me. Nothing looks out of place. And then you have this. So you saw in the trailer that this woman vampire can literally explode a person like a bubble, right? So she can do that even in a fight, right? So that is amazing. So if you're looking for a challenge, if you love Elden Ring or Dark Souls games, you can have that difficulty level in this game as well. So what was said in this gameplay video was that you can directly attack this boss, or you can work your way by having some NPCs help you out. So that really adds a dynamic nature to it. Now I personally, if you ask me, I don't know that how will they implement it, because we were promised the same during Cyberpunk 2077, that there will be dynamic ways to approach all the missions, but in the end we all saw that the dynamic nature was only restricted to the intro of the game. So I hope this game does not suffer from the same fate, and at least some core main missions at least have a dynamic nature, like Hitman, right? In Hitman you can approach different targets and whatnot, and you can utilize different opportunities to kill your target, right? So hopefully we have the same sort of dynamic approach in this game. Now again, if that is not the case, it is okay for me. I like the combat. As you can see, there are these orbs on his back. So when these orbs glow completely, that woman boss, that the boss who is killing him, will make him explode, just like we saw in the trailer in January. So that is an amazing thing. So yeah, I add the challenges to it. Now again, you are dead screen. So yeah, all in all, and again, it is coming in 2026. So yeah, these were the highlights that I thought worth discussing, that make me very excited about this game. Now I don't know what do you think about this game so far. The trailers are promising, and personally, I would say that this game is going in the right direction when it comes to the tone of it. The reveals are happening quite frequently. We are seeing the gameplay. We are not just seeing CG trailers, which I love personally, but just giving CG trailers don't really make me excited about a game. And yeah, so all in all, in concluding about this video, is that I like the way this game is proceeding in terms of the tone, the tonality, the sound design, the architecture, as we all saw, looks amazing and is very similar to Witcher, which is a good thing for us, right? Because we all love Witcher 3 especially. And the combat is tactical, looks very tactical, at least from what we have seen. I'm sure there will be more elements added to it, and the day and night difference, the day and night cycle, or the day and night dynamic gameplay also looks amazing, other than the fact that we have this countdown thingy on the right side. So I don't know, I'm skeptical about that countdown thing, but everything else looks amazing to me. So yeah, that's about this video, and I personally am very excited about Blood of the Dawnwalker, and I hope this game comes in the first half of 2026. But yeah, let's hope the best for this game, and even if there are some delays to it, I'm okay with it, because we have GTA 6 coming out the next year. Anyways guys, this is it about the video. So I hope you love the video. If you want to see more, do subscribe, do comment on it, and yeah, just let me know if you are excited about this game, because I certainly am. Okay, so that's it from me, guys. I'll see you in the next NiKo show. Until then, take care and keep gaming, guys.